Welcome back to my channel, everybody. We're going to talk about Is Luna for You? We're going to do a full breakdown on her kit, how it works, what she specializes in, her pros and cons, and at the end of the video, hopefully you can come to a conclusion as to whether or not you want to invest your resources in this character. I know resources are really hard to come by. This is something new I want to start doing with my channel, where we start doing a let's talk and break down characters and weapons, essentially if they're worth farming for, right? So that way people who don't have a lot of time can see where they want to invest their time. So talking about her pros, right off rip, I think she's an excellent team support. Like her skills are pretty good. She gives mana regen, skill cooldown, skill damage, as well as crit rate and crit damage when her stacks are maxed. She also just looks stunning overall. So that's a W for people who just like to look nice and look good when killing little mobs and stuff like that. So there's that. Her music is pretty nice to listen to when you're in the open world and you're just bored, whether you're farming or something like that. It is pretty laid back. She has really cool idle animations when just standing still and, you know, having her skill active. She'll do some dances. So that's pretty nice. The cons to Luna. The things I don't like about Luna, I'll admit, is her weapons do not snapshot the modules of whatever weapon that you currently have. So compare that to a character like Freyna. Freyna's fourth ability, as many of you may know by now, certain modules it will snapshot and it will actually take it. For example, like an ammo drum mag. Not Luna. So she doesn't snapshot any of your modules from my testing. She doesn't stat stick whatever weapon you're using for like base damage, so she can feel somewhat good. This is problematic, and I'll explain why. It's problematic because you're always going to use her ability. Like, you're always going to be inside her ability and her gun, and you can't ever deactivate her gun, and I'll explain why. So her weapon automatically targets enemies for you. So when it targets enemies, it's kind of annoying as well because you can't really control that. Because you have like the little rhythm game, like mini game playing on your screen. So to combat this, Exxon thought, well, we'll just make it to where auto aims and just shoot anyone inside this little green box radius in front of her. And it'll automatically do that for you so you can focus on just hitting the rhythm. The problem with this is enemies with shields and bosses in the open world, the game just automatically just wants to auto target their body and not like any critical spots or anything on them, like their headshots or like the orbs even when you aim down. So it's very problematic because you end up just shooting immune, so you have no choice but to deactivate your ability to switch to your gun to try to quickly deal with that so you can go back into popping your ability again. That's problematic because say you were building stacks so you can buff up your teammates and stuff like that. Well, now you just lost all of your stacks. That's the part that sucks the most. She has no real AoE potential like Bunny. That's another thing that really bothers me. Now, Luna is supposed to be a support DPS, but she's also supposed to be a main DPS if you were to snapshot her module Noise Surge, right? At least that was Nexon's idea. But the problem with Noise Surge is I don't have the module right now, but from what my friend showcases to me, he likes it. I don't, and the reason why I don't like it is because the AoE on it just looks kind of lackluster from what he showcased. It's not like a true AoE. I feel like the radius around my Luna as of right now, like when I'm just popping my abilities running around, that should always deal damage similar to Octavia from Warframe. If any of you ever played Warframe, it should be similar to that in my opinion. Especially for people who are trying to do like Colossus boss fights. You know how hard it's going to be to try to fight a Colossus with Luna? So there's that. In order to get the decent buffs that we were talking about before, such as the skill critical hit rate, skill critical hit damage, skill power increase, mana regen, and all that stuff, you're mainly going to want to have your bar full. In order to get the full meter, you either have to rely on your fourth ability or pop your all of your abilities like 14 times, which is ridiculous to think about. Like, it's really slow build up for sure on your character, just so that you can get max stacks. Now, there are modules you can use to try to speed this process up, such as like Potent Collector and stuff like that. And then there are some module sets you can also use. Now, I'll talk about that in a future video when we get into the Luna build video, but there are ways to build this meter up faster. But as of like right now, this is something I just feel like it's kind of one of her biggest drawbacks. If you cancel out the first state, like I said, it kind of sucks. You end up losing all of those stacks. So let's break down her skills now. So I'm going to cut this audio off. We're going to switch over to her skills and how they work, and we'll talk about her further there. So Luna has 4 abilities, just like every other character in this game. Technically 3, depending on like how you look at things. Her first ability is Stage Presence. This one lets her equip a unique weapon. Her unique weapon doesn't scale with anything, such as like, you know, what weapon she has in the hand at the time. It's just purely skill power and mana cost, right? So in order to actually make the weapon feel powerful, you want to build her for MP and skill. MP is very important, and I'll explain why when we get to our next ability. So her next ability is Exciting Act. So Exciting Act, this is what you're going to want to run for most people, or use a lot. This is the damage dealing ability that buffs your damage as well as your teammates' damage. It gives them skill critical hit rate of 35% and skill critical hit damage. Now the skill power increase that you receive is based off of the max MP of Luna times 7.5%. So you kind of want to make sure that you are building MP for her if you're going to go a support route, or if you just want to amplify your own damage further, you're definitely going to want some kind of source of MP. Her third ability is Relaxing Act. I'll talk about how to get the enhanced relaxing sound and all that stuff in just a second. So her third ability, Relaxing Act, this is the one that gives your team and yourself MP recovery, right? So this one's also really, really, really good. The duration's like only 5 seconds, but you know, it is what it is, right? It's still pretty good. You can obviously build it for duration and stuff like that, but the amount of MP that you recover is based off your max MP times 13%, and an MP recovery amount as well. There's 2 MP recovery amounts. It's max MP times 2.6 per 1 second, right? You'll get a lot of MP for just popping this ability. And this actually lasts 5 to 7 seconds, which is more than enough to give people exactly what they need, right? To fill people's gauges back up. Now, this one, Cheerful Act, this is her really good ability. This is her ultimate ability. Now, this ability actually increases her inspiration gauge, so her custom resources, for every time you actually hit a target. This one will give you and your teammates 100% cooldown decrease, and also speed up how fast skills are actually on cooldown too. So even if you, so this lets like characters like Viessa or Lepix, you know, essentially just keep nuking over and over and over and over again, right? So this one's really good. And this is pretty much the one that people are probably also going to be wanting to spam time to time. You're definitely going to want to pop it a lot because you want to build up that inspiration gauge. So that's essentially your skills. Let's get back into the rest of how Luna works. So the way inspiration gauge works is when shooting an enemy, you know, nothing happens. But when you pop your fourth ability for Luna, every time you shoot an enemy, you will get stacks. And this will help you get your meter a lot faster. Now, say you don't have your fourth ability, how else can you build inspiration gauge? You can build inspiration gauge simply by popping her other abilities. So just from me popping my skills, she'll get 1 every time she utilizes her skills. Doesn't matter if she does it off beat, on beat. The beat is essentially just there on screen just to help you keep track of your shots. So what I mean by that is, say I shoot off beat, I lose mana. But if I shoot on beat, I don't lose mana. That's the difference, right? You can actually just shoot however much you want until you run completely out of mana. But if you don't want to drain mana, you just shoot on beat the whole time. So she actually has a really good source of MP. I almost forgot. The green bar you see off to the left of me, whenever you hit an enemy on beat, you'll get something called Perfect Pitch. Perfect Pitch essentially is just more stacks for you to enhance your abilities further. That's all that is. It can stack up to 25 times or maybe 30. I forget. I don't have the actual sheet in front of me, but I almost forgot to mention that. That is very important. That's why you always want to shoot on beats as well, and make sure you're getting those perfect pitches, because that is essentially your stacks. That's another form of stacks. That stacks well with obviously the meter for the enhanced effects and all other stuff. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Back to the video. So we just popped her second ability, Exciting Act. So Exciting Act, I will now get that 50% critical hit damage increase, as well as that 35% skill critical hit rate increase. And with the skill power increase, times my max MP times 7.5%. So if you want to get a good damage boost, you would essentially pop the fourth, get the full bar. Oops, sorry, I am such a silly goober for doing that. I'm in a testing range. Then you'll pop your ability, and now you'll get a big damage boost on her gun. Did I just do 2 million damage right there? Am I tripping? Am I tripping, guys? Hold on. Let me run that back real quick. Run that back. I was not paying attention, and that number looked kind of crazy for a second. I'm hoping what I saw was just like the bullets just stacked on top of each other, because that was weird, right? I want to say that was just bullets stacked on top of each other. Okay, yeah. Cause there ain't no way. I'm like, there ain't no way in hell I'm hitting 2 million with Luna. Get out of here. Just weird overlapping abilities. So, in conclusion to Luna, I think Luna is a great support character. As far as her damage potential goes, we'll just have to see. Her damage potential could be something decent. Obviously, this is just against level 100 enemies. I have no idea how much it's going to scale against the Colossus. But hopefully, after this video, you made your decision as to whether or not you want to go out and waste all of your resources on Luna. If you like what you saw, or you think she still might be interesting and useful to you and support your kind of play style, then 100%. I think Luna is a good character. I'm not going to say she's bad. I think she's good. I just think she just needs a little bit of love and reworks in some areas. I kind of just wish it was more to her kit. I can talk about that later on. But other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, follow me over on Twitch. We'll be doing a giveaway sometime again this month. We try to do a giveaway at least once a month for the first Ascendant. This giveaway, we're going to give away a $50 gift card to the first place winner. Second and third place will get $25 respectfully. So, hopefully I can catch you over there at some point in time. Have a beautiful night, and thank you for watching this video. Make sure to leave a thumbs up.